Of course, not every fit is seamless from the start, and you have to think the Toronto Maple Leafs would like to see a little more from their new forwards. We're into the second month of the NHL season, which means it's time to do an early check on some guys skating with new squads. Every offseason, we see players change sweaters, and the question is always, how will he fare with his new team? As far as dream fits go, I can't remember the last time we saw one like Alex DeBrincat and the Detroit Red Wings. The Wings were a natural landing spot for the Michigan boy, who made it clear that after 1 year with the Senators, Ottawa was not going to be his long-term home. DeBrincat has delighted the Detroit crowd so far, teaming up with fellow Michigander Dylan Larkin to form one of the top duos in the league. The 25-year-old is at the top of the goal-scoring charts with 9 goals already and is looking to blow past his previous career best of 41 tallies. DeBrincat is, predictably, getting all the headlines in Detroit, but don't sleep on the showing from new Wings defenseman Shane Gostisbehere. The 30-year-old really found his offensive game in the desert with Arizona the past couple years, and he's taking things to a whole new level of Motown with 9 points in 10 outings so far. Now, when you talk about offseason moves for the Los Angeles Kings, your mind is immediately going to go to Pierre-Luc Dubois. His swap from Winnipeg to LA was one of the biggest moves of the summer. Dubois is blending in just fine in California, and the team's center depth really is a huge asset. But the offseason move that might ultimately be just as critical for the Kings is the signing of goalie Cam Talbot. Wipe his first start off the books, and the 36-year-old has a .920 save percentage for LA this year. If he can maintain that form, it'll be a massive win for a team whose only real questions around its contender status centered on the crease. Speaking of goalies, how about the job Jonas Johansson is doing filling in for the injured Andrei Vasilevskiy? When we learned Vasilevskiy would be sidelined for a couple months, speculation soared about who the Bolts could pluck off the waiver wire or swing a minor trade for. Well, the in-house answer was the right one, as Johansson has posted a .922 save percentage in 8 games. That's not only fantastic news while Vasilevskiy is out, could be a great harbinger of things to come in Tampa, where they've long been in search of adequate support for their number one stud. Of course, not every fit is seamless from the start, and you have to think the Toronto Maple Leafs would like to see a little more from their new forwards. Tyler Bertuzzi and Max Domi were signed to provide secondary scoring support, and so far, Bertuzzi has just 3 points, while Domi is still in search of his first goal. Hey, the potential is still there, but the Leafs' top 3 lines still remain very much a work in progress. And what about maybe the biggest fish to switch sweaters in the summer? Erik Karlsson of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Swede won the Norris Trophy on the back of his 101-point season with the San Jose Sharks, prompting the Pittsburgh Penguins to pull the trigger on the deal that landed him. Now, nobody expects Karlsson to replicate the 100-point season, and his 6 points through 3 outings is perfectly fine. But part of the reason he was brought in was to breathe new life into a middling Penguins power play, and so far, Pittsburgh's man advantage remains a bottom third unit in the league. Pittsburgh is also off to a very flat start record-wise, and if that continues for another month, it's going to get very tense there in a hurry. Now let's get a look at the full ranking. The Rangers are on the rise. They had a perfect swing through Seattle and Western Canada and are looking strong under new coach Peter Laviolette. Okay, he's not technically a new guy, but Philip Hronek has been out of this world in his first full season with the Vancouver Canucks. The Ducks are moving up, and a big reason for that is the emergence of Mason McTavish, who's becoming a full-blown star, just as pretty much all of us expected. The Flames are in a free fall, and with so many pending free agents, it seems like big change could eventually be coming in Calgary. Okay, I'm Ryan Dixon. That's all the time we have for now, but check back next week and keep coming back all season long for your Sportsnet Power Rankings.